Okay, so we're live on the gimbal. It's a movie today. Stay tuned. King of Miami is about to be mastered. It's gonna be a zoovie. Ooh, get him.
Come fuck with me, I got them beats for your boy. Let's go, studio.
Yes, sir. Studio.
See right here?
We gotta get
Yep. Vanilla.
vanilla. King of Miami. Out here in the Opal room, kid.
In the Opal room. Oh, this the Opal room?
This is the Opal.
Oh, we haven't been in this room before, right?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
This is the same.
This is
room
where we were.
Further back before.
We're
No,
dirt.
MrMiamilive, go down to the M's.
It's going down. King of Miami. It's going down. Wade on the board. Mastering. Ooh, Qzdamusiqman
Master bounces.
production. Damn.
And I did,
MrMiamilive in the house.
I did 3 different versions because I wanted to, I did an instrumental and an acapella.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see,
Let's just bring them all in.
yeah, if it would sound better.
In one way or the other.
I want to master all of them because, you know, nowadays they're releasing the acapella, instrumental, and the song as well. So I want all of them to be mastered. But if it would sound better if you can clean up the acapella for me,
Let's see what we got.
you know what I mean? Yeah. And then
I'm the king of Miami. Exclusive night the Grammy. Shout out MrMiamilive. Shout out my whole family. Shout out my whole family. Let's all fly to Chile. Let's all make a million. We'll be willing. They can wait to do it. This was like some roses. We would like to sue. They can't wait to see me. My haters wanna beat me. They said I don't remember the meeting. Cause I'm Mr. Miami. I don't have to shoot me cause we live in Miami. Welcome to a million, I'm the king of Miami. Models taking pictures with me like they at the Grammys. I'm the king of Miami and we live in Miami. Paparazzi shooting cause we live in Miami. Make a million, I'm the king of Miami. King of Miami. What do you think about that? You like it?
I think it's the best touch you brought in here.
For real?
Yeah. I love it, man.
Yes.
Kill 'em, man.
Yes.
Lyrics are great too.
Yeah? Word. Buy stocks make a million.
Yeah.
I'm the king of Miami.
You did a track, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, man, the track sounds real good too.
Yeah. We live in Miami.
Yeah, man, that's really good.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that. It's really good.
Yeah. It's catchy, right? Yeah.
His vocal sounds great, man.
yeah.
I like the lyrics too. Lyrics are great.
Ooh.
The models.
Models taking pictures with me like I'm at the
Yes, that's
Grammys.
like I'm at the Grammy. That's great, man. That's hilarious.
Ladies want
Mix sounds good. We're gonna juice it up, but his mix sounds great.
Okay.
sounds
If
really
it
good.
sounds good. But I wanted you to listen to the acapella.
Got a new toy since you guys were last here. Glenn bought the $10,000 German EQ, the SPL PQ EQ.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thing's about 10 G's.
Dang.
So you can
That's
get
new.
deeper inside of it in the mix.
Well, it's just like it's another EQ. You know,
Yeah.
this is what I've been using. It's a fantastic EQ. There's another one up there.
Okay,
But,
okay. So you
know-
don't use this one anymore?
No,
You
no,
still
no.
use-
I'll
you
both.
still use both? Okay.
Yeah. Like I'll probably use this one. Has got a little. It's got like 5 bands. This one is 4 bands and a filter, like a high pass, low pass filter.
Mm-hmm.
This is more like a Pultec, and this is more like a surgical, deeper detail EQ.
Right.
So I'll probably use this for like some real quarter dB, small, little tiny things.
Yeah.
And this for broad stroke. Like if I just want some big old fat low end, can't beat this guy. There's tubes in it. You know, a click or two of that and big old fat low end. You know.
That's
this
definitely what
is-
we want on that one too.
This is pretty cool too.
Okay.
This has got what they call proportional Q on it, meaning like as you turn a band up, normally like in this EQ, if I boost the low end, like if I want some little thicker low end, I boost it, it's like all or none.
Right.
This is when you turn the blue bands on, they call it proportional EQ. It means that like if I boost a band, as it's boosting, it narrows down like that. Basically, you know, gives you a little different shape.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's like better or worse.
Right, it's just something different.
Another tool.
Right.
Like if you want like nice surgical EQing, this will give you that. If you want big kind of round EQing, this will give you that too. So in fact, today I'll use a little bit of both. Probably.
Okay.
But this new toys is always fun to have new toys.
I know it always is, especially when you.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
man.
since you guys were last here, we put that in there. And those things are, like I say, there are not many places. You'll see maybe 100 mastering studios in the world have them, and that's about it.
God,
They're, you know,
Yeah.
they're pricey.
Yeah.
They're also a little complex. I mean, you see, it's a lot of buttons. There's
Yeah, and it's just a lot of numbers on there.
yeah. It goes deep. It goes deep. You can see all the various stuff, and these lights basically, like if you turn it blue, it changes that proportional Q. If you take the blue off, it's normal Q value.
That's dope.
So pretty cool. It's got this clever little auto bypass feature. I rarely use it, but like you can set some EQ, and you can turn that on,
And check it.
and what it'll do is it'll 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 10 seconds on, and you can just sit
You can
here.
just sit there and listen to the mix.
Yeah, and see
that's
it.
dope.
Because a lot of times, if you got
That's
to lean up here,
It
like
takes
up
you
here,
out the mix.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if I want to hear this guy on or off, I got to lean up there.
Yeah,
and
take it off.
This one I can just sit there like this.
Yeah, that's
and
dope.
turn. It's got a timer. It's got a timer inside it, and it runs.
That's nice. That's
Pretty
nice.
clever. But
Yeah,
anyway,
because when you were working with the hardware, you don't have the mouse.
right.
button
To
where
click
you can
away.
just on, off, on. Yeah.
Now you said on the acapella.
On the acapella,
you said clean it up. What do you?
I recorded it, but I think it might have some noise in it a little
see.
bit, and I just wanted to see what you thought about it.
Right. Let's see. I mean, acapellas can't. They're probably going to have a little bit of system noise or plug-in noise as long as it's not excessive. Let's see. You killing them vocals.
Shooting cause we live in Miami. Buy shots make a milli, I'm the king of Miami. Models taking pictures with me like we at the Grammys. I'm the king of Miami and we live in Miami. Live in Miami. Exclusive like the Grammy. Shout out my cousin Manny. Shout out my amigo Sammy. Shout out my whole family. Let's all fly to Chile. Buy shots make a milli. Big down like me willing. Holla at her to her. I can't wait to do her. She smells like some roses. You more like the sewer. They can't wait to see me. These haters wanna be me. I tell them I'm in the meeting. Cause I'm Mr. Miami. Paparazzi shooting cause we live in Miami. Boss make a milli. I'm the king of Miami. Models taking pictures with me like we at the Grammys. I'm the king
I
of
was thinking,
Miami.
do we
And
need
we
to back some
live in
highs
Paparazzi
off to make
shooting
it?
cause we live in Miami.
Because people mix now. See, I always mix to have myself clear.
Yeah.
But they don't want it clear no more. It's more of like a, you know what I'm saying? That sound where it's more mids.
Yeah, I'll pause it for a second. Well, there's two quick schools of thought on it. School of thought one is, do you want that acapella to be able to like drop back in the instrumental and make some kind of new remix? If it is, then you leave the high end kind of the way you got it. That's like thought process one.
Okay.
Thought process two is you're mastering the acapella to be just by itself like an acapella.
Yeah.
Some people play acapellas, they enjoy them by themselves.
Well, that's what well, we're gonna upload it by itself, and I don't want it.
Then I should smooth it up because the way it is now, it works in the track.
Right.
But
it might not work when you put them together. I got you.
In the track, it needs to be crispier.
Right.
But when you remove from the track, it might sound too crispy.
Right.
It makes sense.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
that's the school of thought. Like if you're planning to kind of put it back in the track, don't change much on the level of top end.
Right.
But if you want the acapella to be played on its own,
because
it should be
we're gonna
tweaked.
upload it as they upload
Yeah,
one song
yeah,
now.
acapellas are popular.
As pretty much an album.
Yeah.
So you have like the different versions. I might do a
Okay.
remix with the acapella. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yep.
Yeah.
Then we'll do
So-
it. Yep. Because
And then you can still master just if you think that the stereo one is good. But we still wanted to get the instrumental and the acapella master.
Yeah, no,
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad we discussed it because some guys will come in and they want the acapella mastered, but they want it mastered so they can drop it back in.
And it's too loud to do that.
Yeah, and they're like, no, that's not
can't
really.
do that.
Or if you do,
you
then
gotta keep it at that same volume.
yeah, and kind of the same crispiness.
Yeah.
So it'll blend back in the track.
Right.
And
Because I really just wanted to take like a little,
just a little
high
edge off.
end,
Yeah, a little high
to
end.
to take some of the air out of it.
Yeah, so
and
it's
then
a
maybe
hair
take
warmer.
some of the bass out of it to get some of the pops away.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, I got you. That's easy.
Yeah.
Yep. But like this is just bypass.
Yeah.
This sounds good, man.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not hearing like, oh, it sounds thin, or
Okay.
we need too much low end. It sounds
Okay. That's why I did that too, because I was worried about the low end. If it was gonna hit right.
again, it's gonna beef up a little bit.
Okay. Well, we wanted.
Bosses make a million, I'm the king of Miami. Mama's taking pictures with me live at the Grammys. I'm the king of Miami, and we live in Miami. Live in Miami. So listen like the Grammy. Shout out my cousin Manny. Shout out my amigo Sam. Shout out my whole family. Not a jelly. Bosses make a million. It's been really. I don't know how to do it. I can do it. She's like some roses.
That's great.
We're meeting. Summers of Miami. Live in Miami. Bosses make a million. I'm the king of Miami. Models taking pictures with me like we at the Grammys. I'm the king of Miami, and we live in Miami. Paparazzi shooting 'cause we live in Miami. Bosses make a million. I'm the king of Miami. Models taking pictures with me like we at the Grammys. I'm the king of Miami, and we live in Miami. Pressing on these streets, always bringing heat. Let's all fly to Chile. Bosses make a million. They don't let me win. I can't wait to do it. She smells like some roses. Like a sewer. They can't wait to see me. These haters wanna be me. I tell them I'm in a meeting, 'cause I'm Mr. Miami. Paparazzi shooting 'cause we live in Miami. Bosses make a million, I'm the king of Miami. Models taking pictures with me like we at the Grammys. I'm the king of Miami, and we live in Miami. Paparazzi shooting 'cause we live in Miami. Bosses make a million, I'm the king of Miami.
Now smooth. I put just a little bump at 52 hertz because I looked at the analyzer, and in this particular song I use this plugin not so much. I got a little tiny dip there, but like you probably have it too. I just like the analyzer. I can see, so your main sub in this is around 52 hertz. So I went to 52 hertz right here, and I'll go to the end where his vocal stops, and you can hear the instrumental track even a little better. Listen how smooth and full the low end is. Pop that out and listen to the
Take it back
Leave it
off. Yeah, I can feel it. Go one more time.
Yeah,
I know I
cool.
messed up the punch. Yeah.
I didn't have a bunch like I added that much, which is about half a dB.
Okay.
You know, but to me that's a major difference.
Yeah.
You hear it back when he starts his starts his hook. You can hear it.
Miami, live in Miami, exclusive like the Grammy. Shout out my cousin Manny. Shout out amigo.
Because like in the past, you remember like there's still Dolby Digital 5.1.
Right.
In Dolby Digital 5.1, the Dolby Digital file, it's either 5.1 or nothing or stereo. That's it. There's no in between. Mm-hmm. So when you create like a surround sound file, it either plays back to 5.1, 5 speakers and a sub, or 2, and that's all you're going to get. And the directions of those are predetermined. With Atmos, when you finish your mix and you bounce the file, the Atmos mix has little kind of like metadata tag in an MP3 to show you the song title and the artist name and all that. You know, they're called metadata tags. They don't play back as audio, but they're embedded in the file. Right. If that makes sense.
Right. Okay.
Well, Atmos files, they embed in the audio file. They embed pointer information. So no matter what system you play it on, the playback system will be told where to try to point stuff. Right. If that makes sense. Right. So let's say that you mix something with a 9-speaker setup, and you pan those brass to the very rear, and you pan a hi-hat to speaker number 5 over there. Right. That was 9 speakers. All right. What if that file got sent to somebody's home theater? So debating. He's up at Lake Norman in his crib, and he's got a theater room. His theater room is probably 5.1 and not 9 speakers. Right, right. How do you get speaker 7 to play back in 5? You see the clash? Yeah. Well, the metadata in the Dolby Atmos file will say, hey,
this is 5.1.
This is only 5 speakers, so the closest that we can get is to send some of the signal to speaker 5 and some of the signal to speaker 3. Right. In the 9-speaker setup, it was exclusively in speaker 7. Right. We can't do that. But to mimic that as close as we can, let's send some of it to 5 and some of it to 3, and that'll be pretty close. Right, right. That's the good part. That's the advantage. The good part that Dolby Atmos is that no matter what you play it back on, the playback system can read the metadata tags and know where to send stuff. Unfortunately, most people are still just playing it back in 2 earbuds. So how do you do it in 2? Yeah. They add reverb and time delay. Oh, okay. So they give it that effect. Yeah, and sometimes it can sound washy. Just to be frank with you.
So they just put like a programmed filter on it, kind of on your mix to give it that.
Well, on the individual parts, because the Dolby Atmos file still embeds. It's almost like it's about.
So they actually remix it.
Sorta, yeah.
Kind of remix.
Yeah, like basically like almost like you still have a kick drum track, you still have a brass track, you still have a vocal track. Yeah. Your mix bounce is saved and that's preserved if you play it back like on just regular stereo. It'd be exactly like your mix. Right. But if it's played back on a 5.1 speaker array or a 7 speaker array or a 9 speaker array, embedded in that Dolby Atmos file, it still discreetly saves the file, almost like the individual multitracks are sort of in there with your EQ and processing. And then it will spit those out to the right speakers at the same volume you had in your main mix. It's pretty complex. That's why, cost a lot, but
right.
The bottom line is the most.
But the time is what it takes, right? Yeah. To separate everything.
Yeah. Most end users. So you can't master a Dolby Atmos file.
Okay.
That was a big.
You got to do the file first and then master it.
Right.
Or you can't master it all.
Right. You can, but the main thing is all the routing. And taking.
So you can't master that? Because if you master that, it makes everything too loud.
Well, no, it's the mastering is stereo 2-channel mastering. Do you see 9 outputs in that EQ?
Oh, so that is the master.
Usually. Now there is some Dolby Atmos is typically done all in the box. Instead of bringing it to this room, in the same speaker array, you can put some similar treatment. EQ, compression, all that. But it has to be, right now, no manufacturers have come out, like this EQ is just a left and a right. How could I apply that to 9 speakers? You can't. You follow me?
Yeah. What about over in the other room? Is it set up with something like that exports it to 9 speakers?
Just all software. It's all inside Pro Tools. So basically, like, you mix it from the start. You have to mix it with all this routing in mind. You have to mix it, panning it around the different outputs and all that, and then you bounce that file. And that file is called an ADM file.
But that file can't be mastered.
Not in this sense. Okay. Not in this room in a stereo environment.
So where could you master it here though?
In that same room. In the same room because it's a 916 room.
Right. Got you. So you can do the mix and mastering in there.
Correct.
Got you.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's pretty complex. But the biggest reality that I'm trying to point to is like your end user. Apple keeps statistics. About 90% of end users are just playing it back on the earbuds.
Right.
So even though your phone says Dolby Atmos,
Yeah.
and if you took your phone and went into that room, or if you at your crib, if you spent 30 grand and built a room and put in like 9-speaker system or a 714 speaker system, your phone could tell that it's hitting a receiver like a Denon or JVC receiver that's got 9 outputs.
Right.
And
But
it would send.
they say that the surround sound with the sound bar has the Dolby Atmos.
It does. Meaning it can decode. It can read and decode that signal. But your sound bar doesn't have 9 speakers.
9 speakers. You got to have the other 9 speakers to go with it.
Your sound bar, but to be fair, your sound bar is doing that same mimic where it's applying like a little bit of reverb
and a
little bit of delay to try to mimic. Like if something's behind you, like if those brass bonk, just a bonk, if those were played in speakers that were behind you, the reason that it feels like it's behind you is it takes a little more time to travel to your ear. Makes sense? So like to mimic that, they try to mimic with the same time delay and reverb, but it's just not quite as special.
Right. Yeah. Hello?
All good. Just wanted to kind of educate you guys. That's why it's so costly. We sound great. You guys feel
we live in Miami. Bosses make a million, I'm the king of Miami. King of Miami, live in Miami. King of Miami, we're live in Miami. Hey, yo, the kids, they're requesting us on the radio. Shout out to Lil C's, Chris, Lil Billy, live, Big Alex, let's go. Bosses shooting cause we live in Miami. Bosses make a million, I'm the king of Miami. Mama's taking pictures with me like me at the Grammy.